Lord Renly's death led to the quick bringing of his son, Lord Willem, to the throne of Storm's End. He was granted his title by right, as well as the Lord Paramountcy of the Stormlands. In addition, Lord Stefan, the second-born, was granted Renly's lands within the Stepstones, as the rest were left to their own fates. But a story began to spread of Lord Borros Baratheon, that at his deathbed, Lord Renly had whispered into his maester's ear, "Borros is the truest to me. Borros is the only one who can bring the peace." Whether that was a declaration of making him heir, or even if such words were uttered and true, are debated by maesters even to this day. But what it led to was undoubtable. War. Lord Borros Baratheon was originally meant to move to King's Landing to serve as Chancellor for his nephew, the King. However, when he left, his armies moved elsewhere. North of King's Landing, he moved to the Eyre, and in the Eyre, he made a simple proposal, as he betrothed the daughter of the Lord of the Vale, a man who agreed with his claim, and a one-time friend of the late Lord Renly. He then moved to Goldtown by the Lord of the Vale's grace, taking ships to Braavos, Pentos, to wherever he could find aid, coin, and men. The maesters lost track of his movements somewhere in Braavos, where it is believed he made fast friends with the Iron Bank. Lord Borros was not heard from again until he moved at the head of a fleet, one that quickly split to attack multiple lands at once. The smaller, weak lords of the Stepstones awoke to men on their shores and their navies destroyed by the Golden Company, paid for by Iron Bank gold, and a navy from Pentos. These armies were cut through the Stepstones with total ease, securing Bloodstone, Dwarfstone, and Sunstone first, before forcing the other lords, small and weak, to swear their fealty. When Lord Stefan Baratheon, second-born of Renly, received a demand of fealty from Lord Borros, he instead turned to Lord Willem and informed him of the request. The two made quick allies of each other, with Willem agreeing to protect his younger brother. As this occurred, Lord Borros did not stand idle, his fleet splitting to capture Little Taroshi and the Isle of Tarosh. However, he struggled to siege Tarosh and lost many men within the fight. By the time his armies had sieged Little Taroshi, the main forces had been repelled at Tarosh. It was only when reinforcements arrived from across the Stepstones that city was won. With the Stepstones and Tarosh under his control, new questions arose to Borros' intentions. Would he be sated by his new titles and lands, all the coin of the Stepstones granted to him? Or would he push for his false claim that Renly granted on his deathbed? That was answered on the 12th day of the first moon, when the armies of Borros all began to raise banners, and an army of 2,600 men, led by Lord Borros himself, sailed across the narrow sea to besiege the weakened castle of Rainwood, owned by the Seaworths and loyal to Dragonstone. However, Lord Stefan of Dragonstone, the son of the Honourable Lord Stannis, did not assist in their call for aid. No, he left them. He let Borros take the land with little resistance, and after only a week, the castle had been taken, and in the Stepstones, the Golden Company were raised and ready to fight. 30,000 are their reported numbers. Lord Borros made his claim clear. He was the heir of the Stormlands, and he had come for his crown. The armies of Lord Willem raised with immediacy, and he sent ravens to all houses requesting their loyalty and support in this grave time of need. Most houses in the Stormlands ignored the call, as rumours House Connington never even allowed the birds to land. But 3 houses made their intentions clear when they raised banners in defence of Lord Willem. 3 houses that had been loyal to Renly Baratheon. House Errol, led by Lord Serwyn II. House Estamont, led by Lord Aelin II. House Steed, led by Lord Gyles the Old. Lord Stefan of the Stepstones was called to honour his alliance, but he remained hesitant. His lands could be a strong landing place for Willem's forces, but he would put himself at risk of being attacked quickly. Only when Willem named Stefan as his heir, until one was born of him, did Stefan too answer the call. However, Lord Borros was not alone. With the Golden Company beside him, he had the numbers, but through his marriage pact, he made quick call to the Lord Vale, asking him to join the war, with the Lord of the Vale committing almost 8,000 men to join the war. In a final plea, Lord Willem sent message to the Iron Thrones for aid of any kind, asking for his young nephew to support him as the rightful heir. The Regent Prince from Dawn refused. Some say he laughed, even. Lord Willem was left only with his loyalists, the rest leaving him to rot. He called them to ride to Storm's End with their bannermen, and defend against the invaders in Rainwood. Lord Gyles was the first to honour his call, his men being raised and marching, but Lord Gyles himself would remain in the summer stables too old to ride. Until a raven came to him, written in Willem's hand. "My Lord Gyles, I know your age and your body may not be what they once were, but I know you are a knight, and shall always be a knight. Your prowess is legendary. The feats you completed for my father and uncle are legendary. You will be known as one of the greatest knights to ever live. I ask you, Lord Gyles, one final time, to raise your own blade and defend House Baratheon. For my father. For me." Lord Gyles read it from his deathbed, 62 years in age, and he smiled. "Joffrey!" he called down the hall. His now aged bastard son rushed down the hall to greet him, only to find his father dressed in armours, the crest of House Steed upon his surcoat. "Grab me my blade, son. Win or lose, House Steed does not sit idly by." "Yes, father," Sir Joffrey smiled. His father seemed nearly 50 years younger in that moment, as all the horses in the summer stable cheered as one. Hello guys, and welcome to Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones, where we are looking through the life of House Steed, the Lords of the Summerfields, led by Lord Gyles himself, who finds himself in the middle of a civil war for the Stormlands, as Lord Willem, the rightful firstborn, defends his claim against Lord Borros of the Stormlands, who has no true claim beyond the supposed claim that on his deathbed Renly granted him the title. However, that claim was enough for the Golden Company and the Iron Bank to support him, with 33,000 troops and an equal amount of ships here to support him. He has other men laying about, protecting his rights and his honours, and he has successfully seized Rainwood by moving in and capturing the castle of Rainwood, previously belonging to Stefan Baratheon, who has not joined the war. Stefan Baratheon has remained neutral despite his own lands being taken. Nevertheless, this has made a good landing spot here for the early armies to arrive, and we'll be sure more armies will arrive soon. Not only did he use his Golden Company to take some islands in the Stepstones, he pushed on to Tarosh, where he has taken the city itself, a powerful city, which can be a very defensible position if the war turns in that way. And not only that, what I've only seen a little bit ago is it looks like he is indeed married to the heir to the Vale. Is she the heir, or does he have another heir? He has a male heir, so the oldest born female of the Vale has been married to him, bringing the Vale into the war, another 8,000 men. So the numbers are definitely on Borros' side here, 37,000 compared to 25,000. However, the Loyalists have also risen, the Loyalists being Lord Serwyn II of Errol, who has risen to support the Loyalist claim, as well as Lord Aelin, the Gallant, who has risen to protect the game, and of course, we have also risen. But in addition, Stefan has risen. Stefan is the brother, the second-born brother, and also... Oh, sorry, not the second-born brother. He's a little bit further down. Is he? No, he is second-born. So, second-born brother and the heir to the Stormlands by the agreement of Lord Willem. In return for joining the war, he has been named as heir. This could be very big for him. His islands are also a very good landing base for if the war needs to turn to taking the Stepstones. So the sides have been drawn, Everything has been laid out, and now it's time to see where this is going to go. I'm very excited for this one. This war could be a quick war, or it could be a very long war, and we have no way of knowing. On our side, we are looking at Lord Gyles returning to the saddle, taking up his place, alongside Lord Arlen and Lord Joffrey. On either side of him, his two sons, fighting alongside his father in battle. Though Arlen has a significantly smaller army size, he'll assist with the others. And we have incoming armies from Lord Demet, who is a hedge knight who is loyal to us, Captain Demet. And this army led by Sir Ronald, our newly given knight by Lord Willem. Sir Ronald's Scour, I assume that would be Scour. Yes, House Scour. And he is a very interesting man as he is chased, but hidden behind that helmet is a burned and scarred and slightly deformed face. Clearly a man who's been through much war, but hell of a commander. So, let's unpause and get started with this war. We're going to try and unite our armies in Thornton. Seems like he's trying to catch him in Stonehelm here. We'll see if this army also comes to join, or if he's willing to let this army die. Oh, already 14k troops have landed. Look, seems like even more is landing. He's just moving his armies right away to try and get the early landings here. I want to head up north and try and meet the main armies up here. Or the other loyalist army of Errol up here at least. Okay, early victory with this battle, but this army is about to wipe Willem's army there. We don't need to have him join any factions. He's asked me to appoint as his Chancellor. I will happily accept that. He has great respect for me, Lord Willem, and I have the same respect for him. Where is his lead army? He's landed his entire army to try and take Tarosh. I think he's just hoping this is going to be a war of attrition. But his armies are dying, and I don't think taking Tarosh is going to be enough. Tarosh is a level... what fort? Level 6 fort, but he also... Did he move his capital? He moved his capital from Tarosh while it was being sieged. He's given Tarosh away. I guess he had to manage his titles, but he's chosen Bloodstone as his capital, which is a significantly less defendable fort. So that's an interesting choice to make Bloodstone his capital. But that's going to be another army wiped here. Oh, and it looks like we're getting attacked here. Are we going to be able to run? No, I think we're about to be wiped by this 20k stack. An ongoing battle of Galemont Fort has brought the best of our military strategists. One of them is a Stormlander veteran with a penchant for innovation. He is suggesting that he retire from the battlefront and return to Summerstable to continue his work. Sir Narbel. He's okay. He's allowed to retreat. What are we looking at? No, we don't have a chance in this battle. I think I have to duel the commander here. And he's retreated. Well, we lost the battle, but we did manage to defeat their commander. However, we have no ships, so we're basically stuck on these mainland battles here. They have taken the first level of Tarosh, at least. I caught my grandson, Theo, lying to me again. Straight to my face. Joffrey's son. Deceitful? I like deceitful. If you lie to me, you're a cool kid. Where are we retreating to? Okay, we're retreating all the way back to the Summer Stables. I think we may have to take a position in the Summer Stables here because this is not looking good. These armies have just overwhelmed us. I don't think the Vale's even... No, the Vale's still on its way down as well. The numbers are destroying us here, and Willem's just decided to take an affront of taking Tarosh, which is not doing him any benefits for this war. My grandson Mikkel's becoming a better fighter, at least. I'm going to remain in the Summer Stables and take a somewhat defensive position, but I don't think we will be able to defend against them much here. Yeah, only 2,000 troops here on the mainland. His entire army has gone for trying to take Tarosh. The numbers are dwindling on our side. Yeah, and we're about to get wiped by this 10k stack. Army from the Dark Den, fighting us in the Summer Stables. Although, looks like we're at least inflicting some damage here. Some huge damage. That was a victory against massive numbers. Sadly, we won't defeat the reinforcements here, but nonetheless, a huge victory at Hadlow Keep for us. We're going to retreat to Stonehelm. Yeah, by the looks of it, Joffrey is doing a lot of damage at the least, but we are getting sieged down now. We are definitely going to be losing money after this war. Fine, I'll join the... This siege to kill Taj, son of Taj, seems to have gone on forever. And now this 3k army is going to die. And he still hasn't fully sieged Tarosh. My lord, oh my goodness. I'm going to see if we can get Rainwood to at least take up one of their places. But I have a feeling we're about to be caught right here. Yeah, it looks like we're already being caught here. Yep. Darn. Another defeat. We're just going to have to run to the islands. Because our armies are just too weak to fight back right now against the forces in the Stormlands. This has just not been a very smart military strategy. I could understand Willem's thoughts of if we take Tarosh, maybe we can take him out, because Tarosh is his biggest thing here. But it's certainly not going well for him. My reputation's been ruined. Wow. I can't believe my reputation would be ruined like that. We are losing money really, really badly now for keeping up. We're going to have to disband our army, unfortunately. We don't have the money to keep it up. Yeah, we have to. Lord Gyles is going to hide... I guess technically not go into hiding, but he's not a prisoner either. Looks like we're being made to lead another army. Which army? Okay, a completely random army here that is going to get wiped for some reason. How goes things in Tarosh, at least? He doesn't have enough men to siege Tarosh anymore. This war's over because he's not going to leave here. In fact, where are his ships? His ships are over here. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything because he's not going for the capital in Dragonstone. We are trying to take Rainwood by the looks of it. We'll just die. I will once more put down the blade simply because there's nothing we can do here. Who has my grandson? My grandson is being held hostage in the north. Oh my goodness. Is he Joffrey's firstborn? No, Theo is his firstborn. I'll have to pay the minimum just because we literally don't have any money right now because of the war. This is unfortunate. Lord Willem just does not have the brains for a war like this. He's not a competent commander. That has been proved readily. And Storm's End is being sieged. Yeah, 21,000 defenders in Tarosh. There's no chance he can siege that. I don't need Izario Lindon. Don't need him. A lot of devastation in the Stormlands here. Lord Borros doesn't seem to care about how much damage he causes to even neutral houses like House Griffin did not raise against him. Or sorry, House Connington. Connington did not raise against him, and yet he is sieging Connington down. I've maybe just done a show of force here by Lord Borros to show his claim. He should have retreated this battle right away, because if he took Bloodstone, maybe he had a chance here. Especially since, by the looks of it, Borros is actually in Dragonstone right now. No, he's in the King's Court, apparently. Has he been... Maybe he has a position on the court, then. It must be. I can't think of another reason he'd be in the King's Court. So perhaps that means the King is actually supporting his claim to put him on the council. I mean, the King's a boy, but nonetheless, that is something... Okay, man base has immediately left me, so I have to replace him. I'll need a new maester. Damn. We'll give you an education focus in intrigue. But he's currently in prison, so there's not a lot we can do there. This war is at 100%. We're just going to have to wait for Borros. Yes. And we have a new Lord Paramount. One who is... I surely he'll move his capital. But he also owns the Stepstones. Oh no, because Lord Willem will still own Land's End. Yeah. But he's now merely a duchy. The Duchy of Shipbreaker Bay. And he has moved his capital. He's moved his capital to Rainwood. So Rainwood now stands as the head of the household. This is very, very interesting. He's also seemed to keep Bloodstone, but he's granted away these lands. But I imagine these lands still serve him? Yeah, so these lands are now under the Stormlands rather than just under the Iron Throne. Tarosh as well also serves him? Yes, it does. But that may put us in direct contact with direct combat with Tarosh later, if Tarosh tries to retake their claims for their capital. We'll have to see about that. Nonetheless, Lord Gyles has retreated back to his chambers. We'll do nothing for now. And my daughter Shira has been captured. I have no money to ransom. 46 gold to ransom her. Jeez, we're going to have to wait a long while to get this money back. Looking at this and looking at how these wars have caused such major problems because of sons against sons fighting each other, it really brings a problem here. Because you have to wonder, is this what, like, brotherly rivalries do? They cause wars like this. And look at the Stormlands is weaker than ever now. This is a dire situation. Dire indeed. Gyles seemed to go silent before he looked towards his bastard son, the one who had always been believed to be his badge of dishonour. And he smiled. "Come here, son. I have something to tell you," he spoke, as his son brought his ear close to Gyles. "It was you, son," Gyles smiled. "It was always you." Within his hand, he held a small parchment, one that he placed within Sir Joffrey's. It was a paper stating that he was not a rough heart, but Steed. Steed in blood, Steed in name, heir to the House of Steed. And Lord Gyles smiled. Well, going to war certainly did a toll on his body, as he once more returns to bed, but it appears that despite Arlen proving to be a very strong and capable leader of Poddingfield, and he shall keep Poddingfield, Lord Gyles has made the decision that Sir Joffrey is his only true blood. A thought that had been nagging on his mind for so long, but the way he acted, the way he married, the fact he saw the world, means that he is a far better and a far more learned man, ready for this role. And Joffrey has been named as the heir of House Steed, legitimised by the words of Sir Gyles. Or Sir Gyles. Very big moment, no doubt, for Lord Joffrey, but this will only strain the relationship even more with House Arlen. With Lord Arlen, sorry. What does Borros think of us? Borros doesn't hate us, but he doesn't much like us either. Looks like we're finally going to be starting to get a couple ransom offers for the many, many people the Vale took captive from us. Oh my god, even more than I thought. Jesus. Lord Borros is at King's Landing, as he has been named on the council. He's a skilled fighter, strong and attractive, so it makes sense why tactically he was much more capable in this war. I mean, 17 martial. Whereas, I don't think... Willem had 29 martial, so he should have been a brilliant commander. But he just went and sieged Tarosh for no reason. The realm is now in a state of war, and I command you provide men to support my armies. Well, let's see what this war is about first. But I was going to say that we are now in debt to the Iron Bank here, so it's going to be a big question about what the hell Lord Borros is going to do to pay off that debt. He does directly own this province of Bloodstone, but he also is technically the owner of these lands in Little Tarosh and the Sunstone and this sort of stuff. He is the owner here. This war is Pirate Lord Torero's claim on the Stepstones. Who? This man here. So he's trying to claim the Stepstones. So this is a direct war against Lord Borros. Oh no, it is against the king. But these lands are also Lord Borros's, so he is trying to take them from Lord Borros. And he's got 26,000 men. We'll claim support, but we have no interest in supporting. Chief General, I'll be happy with Chief General. I will give support in that manner. But regardless of that, I don't have the men. We need some time to... In fact, I will even put my Fogard here to... Oh, he's already training troops, but train troops again, please, just to be doubly sure. Perform some statecraft and oversee the realm, because we are going to need some replenishment on our troops here. Sir Joffrey, now as heir, means that his son Theo is direct heir as well. Theo, not as great as Arlen's son. Arlen has an incredible son, but if Theo is anything like his father, Theo will be suitable. Joffrey is a very, very talented and smart man. And while he does have a bit of a torturer trait to him, he is nonetheless a strong man. My lord, I've collected ample tax reserve in the sum stables. Excellent news. Thank you. I need all the money I can get. As I believe, yes, I took out a small loan to pay off my debt. So we will need that paid off. Looks like the war was successful. He actually did get the Northern Stepstones. Oh dear. As the day drags on, seemingly never ending, you can barely keep your eyes open. You seem to have no energy at all. He's fatigued. Yeah, old age is really getting to him. Tristan states that his extensive medical experience leads him to the certain conclusion that you have the flu. Very well. Yes. Thank you. Some decent treatment, but I still think any day now we could be look at his death. Yeah, he's vomiting. He's an old man. This is all coming to him all at once here. Fatigue and vomiting. At the very least, he managed to get his house in order a little bit. Although Arlen's certainly not been happy about his house being in order. Abdominal pain, too. This flu is taking him very bad here. He would dislike me if I don't attend, whereas I'll get monthly prestige if I go. I'm a sick man. I think I have to decline, even if the king doesn't like me for it. I'm sure he's told both his sons of his dreams of Summerhall, of the chance of rebuilding this place, and perhaps it could happen. Perhaps there could be plans made to restore Summerhall, but definitely will not be Lord Gyles to do it. And now he will lose the traits, but he'll get the flu, which is worse, and we'll have to see how severe it is. But Maester Tristan has come to see you and offers treatment for your illness. He explains there are several different types of treatments he can offer. I could become craven and let it happen, but I trust my Maester. Ah, a successful treatment. Fantastic. So I do have the flu, but the first treatment has been successful in restoring some of my health. Basically, it's actually outdone the symptoms of the flu, and it's actually given me a slight increase here. The Fellwoods are at war with Windwater, by the way. So, or are Windwater at war trying to reclaim the Fellwoods? Oh no, it's a tyranny war. Okay, makes sense. Oh my goodness, House Vale. The Vale has inherited Harrenhal by the looks of it. Indeed, they have. They have taken Harrenhal, but also they now have a boy in charge. Lord Paramount Hugh of the Vale. To all subjects, the inheritance of Rexstone has been thrown into question by the untimely death of the Lord. I have nearby named Gyles as the heir to Rexstone. Oh, that's one of the stepstones. Okay. I forget he has direct ownership of these. Yeah, he could perhaps sell these away to try and earn some money to pay off his debt, as he does have a very large debt. But, I mean, you know how the Lords of Westeros are. I think it's more than likely he's going to try and keep it all. And we'll continue to ransom. Lovely. Smugglers have entered my demesnes. My incompetent Castilian... My son has let them in. Incompetent, or perhaps his mind is on something else with that, but nonetheless. At the very least, Shira has been freed. Her husband is now called the Twitchy, and he has cancer. Oh, how dear. How is Shira herself? Shira is gluttonous and fat, but she seems well. Is Joffrey in good health? Seems so. And Theo's doing well as well. As is Hoster. I'll travel to the feast. I'm feeling better from my flu. The laws of the Stormlands have approved the institution of the slightly levy-focused burger obligation law. I would have thought he would go for cash-focused to repay his debts, but... I mean, for him, he probably doesn't even think about his debts, because he will be in positive income, because of how debts work in this game. But he is no doubt in a very large debt. The Paramount Willem has committed much gold to his extravagant feast. In particular, okay, so he is spending all of his gold. I don't think he cares about his debt then. Oh lord. I don't think this... If the Iron Bank looks at the Stormlands and their opulence and sees that he's not paying back his debt, I don't know how well things are going to go. I forgot, yeah, his grandfather is a Martell. Ah, I've lost the flu! Maybe I have a tiny bit more in me then, but I don't know how much longer Lord Gyles has. He's 65 years old now. 65. And what war are we in now here? A peasant's revolt for the gates of the moon. Yeah, so the moon gates here. Yeah, they didn't stand much of a chance there. Orton. Lord Borros has inherited the castle of Black Bog. I don't have the money for a lavish feast. I'll allow the Hedge Knights in. We'll pay some money to have the Hedge Knights come. So, Castle of the Black Bog. Is it one of these? Yes, it is. It's this castle here. Ah, I'm infirm. Yes, this was soon to come. Infirm in his old age, 65 years old. His mind still strong, but bedbound once again. Sir Joffrey will probably be taking the meetings from now on then. The Hedge Knights are ready to depart and ride to another lord's domain. I can't afford another feast. So he still owns these, right? Yeah, so Stefan now owns these, but I think because this is a duchy title and this is a duchy title... Yeah, oh, he's also had a child. There you go. So it seems like he was no longer refusing marriage and chose to marry somebody who's not of a house, which perhaps he married for love. I wouldn't say. But they have a child of their own now. Tarwin Baratheon as the heir to Shipbreaker Bay. So he still holds Storm's End. So in a way, many people may look at him as a legitimate ruler. What's happened here? Lord Baratheon has declined Lord Paramount Borros to claim... So he has declared a war on Hela of Dawn. Is he trying to claim Dawn? He is. He's trying to claim all of Dawn. Is this his mad way of making money? He is trying to claim Dawn as his own, as he is a grandchild of Martell. This is a bold plan. He's become fat as well, so clearly he's enjoying the foods of King's Landing. But 40,000 men, he does have the army for this. But once again, we will not join this war. We are loyal to the Baratheons, but I don't think we see Lord Borros as a legitimate Baratheon for the way he took the throne. He's the fifth son of Renly. He has barely a claim here. But Lord Willem is now called the Boar as well. Both brothers have got fat. Gods, they were strong then. Okay, another minor crash there, but it's all good. This seems like this should be an easy war here, because I don't think Dawn has any allies. They do not, and because they are a child, and as a child, obviously, probably the father lost all of his allies. Oh, sorry, grandfather was the previous lord, Quentin the Evil. So I guess Baldwin Martell died before he was able to become a king. So the Princess of Dawn doesn't stand much of a chance here. This already seems like a pretty decisive early battles here. He's taken the Boneway, which would be the main entranceway from the Stormlands. Obviously, Prince's Pass is also a way through Night Song here. For some reason, CK3 claims that this is also an entranceway in Blackman, but this is definitely not an entranceway. He says his favourite toy is missing. I'll have to buy him a new one. He doesn't care. Okay, he got a victory against one army here. But he's going to need a lot of victories because the numbers are definitely against him here. He's got 17,000 men sieging down the Ironwoods. House Steed, my niece, needs an education. Focus. We'll say playful. Try and get playful. I should always strive to look at my best. Sorry, not my niece. It's his niece, so my granddaughter. I mean, I'm infirm already, so I've been kind of... I think this may be the death of me. Oh no, Septum! The Septum saved me. I'm so close to death. Every little event makes me think I'm about to die. We're up to 2,000 men at least. One thing I did notice just a second ago is that Ronald of Griffin's Roost here is the new Lord of Griffin's Roost, and that is because his father, not Ronald the Red, his grandfather, sorry, Ronald the Tyrant, who was a previous ruler, died in the dungeons of Borros. So Borros decided to send a message of a neutral house by slaying him. Well, he's considered a bit of a tyrant, so maybe he was doing it to get in people's good favour. Interesting, why is it at 0%? Oh, because he lost the Battle of the Sandship over here, which cost him quite badly. So yeah, that first battle has lost him 70% war score. And it looks like they're coming into siege now, so they're coming the other way around rather than fighting the battle, because these armies are bigger. That army is 13k and this army is 15k, so these two armies together will wipe that army. But if they could get a siege on Rainwoods, they could probably win. But knowing this game, they're going to siege me for no reason. Sure. Okay, starting to turn the war in their favour, and this war's been won. It was just a peasant revolt. Lots of peasant revolts in the Stepstones, by the way. Every time I look over, there's another one. So many peasant wars, you lose track of them all. Come on, don't siege down Thornton. It'll be really rude to siege down Thornton. Okay, it looks like he's randomly coming and doing a loop-de-loop around. I'm not sure the intention of said loop-de-loop and pull. Unless he wants his shoes to look cool, I guess. See, obviously, these houses have been linked for a while, but the specific link he's pushing is that he is a grandchild, Borros, of Prince Doran the Spider, because his grandfather, Stefan, who's, of course, the father of Robert, Stannis, and the Gallant. Let's... over your favourite, yes. But then, when Renly came in, Renly married Arianne Martell. So Renly's children all have a claim on the Martell household, because women inherit equally there. And because it was a regular marriage, they were able to inherit her claim. Oh, big victory there for the Martells. They needed that victory. It's also split his armies, so this could turn things here. This is looking even now for both houses. 14,000 sieging down Blackhaven here. But, yeah, so that claim is a very strong one, so... but if you don't know about Lord Stefan, by the way, Lord Stefan, the grandfather of these characters, mostly Robert's father, died in a shipwreck off Shipbreaker Bay here, and everyone was thought to have died, with the exception of Patchface. Patchface is the only survivor, which may be the reason behind a lot of his strange behaviours. If they're smart, they would bring this army all the way around and reunite this way, but they're not going to do that. %50 more score here. This is just a straight up 1v1 between two neighbours. This is interesting to watch here. The peasants in the summer stables spend a long time on the roads in order to meet with the Septums, or so my High Septum claims. My high septum, but also my septum claims. I've always clicked this every time, so I'm going to keep doing so. I want to be known as a man who cared for the peasantry. 16,000 here. Yeah, he wants to stay away because I think... I'm sure he has some commanders, but you still don't want to fight a larger army if you don't need to. Shira Storm, my bastard granddaughter. We won't get a match. We'll give you your education focus of thrift. You'll head to the thrift store, find all of the Lord Macklemore, and deal with him. Pushing forward here. He's now trying to siege the Tor. Whereas this siege of Blackhaven's taken a while. Is he even sieging it? Yeah, he is. He's got the siege machines out, but it's not listing as the siege, I think. Or do I need to do it this way? I can't remember. Lionel Stutbridge has been a... Yes, my Jessica. I'll give him a knighthood. Make him a sir. Because knighthoods, you know, are not just for being a good soldier. In terms of the politics, it's been a good one. News from the new gift. It seems, while surveying the domains, Jorah Mormont, I assume probably not the actual Jorah, but a grandchild of Jorah. Yeah, seems like it, because he's so young. Jorah Mormont happened upon the corpse of a mighty brown bear who had whelped just before, or some whisper after, she died. Nestled by the Sedimo's body, Jorah and his children found the cubs, no more than a day old. Seeing the bear is a sigil of House Mormont, whose blood it bears. And they're... Okay, so basically... This event is, rather than the Starks getting their wolves, the Mormonts have got bears. Interesting. Maybe in this timeline, the Mormonts are going to be the ones who are the protagonist characters. That's only 500 men, for some reason, coming all this way around. Yeah, they're just going to come back and unsiege all of this now. I don't think sieging is going to be enough. He's going to have to fight a battle. Another peasant war one there. Our Morton has finally become a man. And so my grandson Theo and my grandson Hoster are not on the best of terms, so Joffrey's children. There we go, they're getting together. Perfect. I don't think I'll be able to do the same with my sons. I think my sons, if I put them in a room together, might start fighting. Lord Morton the Young of the Iron Throne, already at 15 years old with a magnificent beard. Yeah, they're going to try and unsiege the Yormwood here. Oh, they're going for a battle, I think. Nearly even numbers in this. Bold to push this battle. This does not look like it's going to turn for him. This is going horribly for him. That could cost him the whole war here. Yeah, that's going to cost him the war, I think. I don't know what Borros is thinking with that battle, but that may have just cost him everything. This is certainly not good news for him. And now he just has a random army of 500 also just going around. Looks like I think he may try and unite his armies, but it's only 7,000 here now. He has a max capacity of 60,000. But he's attacked, and now, because of all of his attacks and the attrition that you face in Dawn, there's a reason that nobody has captured Dawn, you fool. And this is because of it. Sheldon Orr, it's now 15,000 versus 7,000. They've defeated an army of around 40,000 and whittled it down to 7,000. So Dawn will definitely be remembered for this war. And of course, they're going to chase after the last Baratheon armies here and take them. An envoy of the Bank of the Seven Staples. He's seeking repayment of the loans I paid. 190. Gain red prestige. I think that's meant to be lose prestige. And I'll get a tax modifier. I just can't afford to pay it. I just straight up cannot afford to pay that. This looks like it's going to be the end of the Baratheon armies altogether. Oh my lord! Ah! No, I refuse for a reason. I'm sorry. I respect you, my king, but I just do not have many money. Ugh. He has 100... Is that just by himself that he has 127k? How the hell has he got that army? That's insane. I can get kind or stressed. I do not want to be either. I mean, I wouldn't mind being kind, but I definitely do not want to be stressed. He's just slowly moving one province back. That's not going to do anything for you. It's just making things... Everyone's making things worse for me. I'm an old man. I'm 68 years old. I'm infirm. I can't do anything. Interesting news. I thought despite being infirm, I still have an incredible combat skill. It's like if somebody broke into my room, I could kick their ass. That's what that's telling me. He's retreating to Spotswood, which for some reason the game has written as Spotswood. What? The Martel army's backing away? It's only 3,000 men. He has declared a de jure war on the last lamp. So he's just trying to take last lamp, is he? Okay. Really important war, that one. Because aren't the Iron Isles already loyalists? Yeah, they are. In fact, he's kept the title of the Iron Isles. He's not allowed Pike anything here. Why is Pike owned by Dragonstone? A delegation from the bank led by has arrived. He's protesting and he said be dishonored debt. I can't afford to extend it. I could be dishonorable if I imprisoned him, but no. I just cannot afford this debt. Okay, we're getting our army back at least. We're back up to about 3k. So yeah, we're nearly full on our army. Yeah, this has been a foolish showcase here, perhaps showing that Lord Borros only won that war off luck that he could not, that his brother could not take to Rosh. Yeah, you can be my regent. Yeah, I mean, in my mind, you already were the regent, basically, because of how infirm I am. What war is Mace? Mathos II at? He's in a war against a Faith of the Seven revolt. My goodness. Seems my wife doesn't hate me too... Okay, she does hate me a little bit for disowning us, her son, and removing him from the succession of order. Yeah, legitimized bastard is still a huge modifier on her. Yeah, minus 70%. Oh, she's also become a fully grown woman in this time. Good for her. A huge victory to have at such a young age. This victory over the Stormlanders. Just killing this army, I think, would win the war for her. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We're at War of the Reach? What's happened? A war against the tyranny of King Morton the Young. The Trident has risen up. So it's the Trident and the Reach, same as last time, but also Harlaw. So a lot of the Iron Isles have also risen up. My goodness, a tyranny war. The Stormlands has surrendered to Dawn, probably costing him a fuck ton of prestige. Yeah, he's probably lost a lot of prestige for abandoning that war there. That's for certain. But yeah. Okay, so it's he's allowing women to inherit, but wait, huh? So he's made has he made it so women can't inherit? Now he's made Willem his heir. The man he usurped the title from is now his heir. Like, you could just plot to kill him right now, and it would like that's what Willem should be doing. He's like, hang on, I want my title back. Let's kill Borros. I like to think, in my head, that he's been forced to do that by the council because of how horribly he mishandled this situation in Dawn. Wait, is the Reach... The Iron Throne just surrendered again. This is the second time they've done this, where they just surrender to these War of Tyrannies. And now, once again, the Trident and Reach are independent. My goodness. I knew exactly where I would find Michael when he did not show up for practice. In the library, in his favourite chair, with the biggest book he could find. Okay, he got shy. I was hoping he'd get proud. So it seems like his lead duchy here is the Duchy of Rainwood, because he's keeping these provinces independent. So he's wanting to own Rainwood. Makes sense. Yeah, a failure to secure Dawn is not look good for him, but it's even worse for Morton. Morton is exactly like his father in bloody losing these realms. Unless, what's going on? Because why? Is it just doing the thing where everybody's independent because of a civil war? Okay, I guess so. I guess so. No, he hasn't surrendered. Okay. That's me once again forgetting the Civil War rules. But it was because the Stormlands ended our war, because the war at the bomb here dropped and so forth. Right, so no, he is still at war. He's still at war, and we're only independent because of that. Makes sense. Okay, okay. That is logical. How's Sir Ronald doing? He has served me very well since the war. Can I give him perhaps a wife? Let's give him a wife here. Here. Have a wife. That'd also make you a character I'm interested in, because I'm interested to see how he goes. And let's give him... What honorary title could I give him? Master of the Hunt? Yeah. So yeah, he still owns Bloodstone. So if his properties at Bloodstone... Yeah, so two sort of like separated properties, but you guess you could say it's a way of him controlling both. Looks like the first battle's taking place in the Reach here. Okay, he's slightly winning this war. And he's also been raided by some pirates from Southstone. My son, Sir Joffrey, has not been himself lately. I have noticed how he has lost weight and been overcome by episodes of intense fatigue. Call for a physician at once. My boy's reached 50. He's going grey in the hair. I'm not going to give him Thornton when I spent so long not giving my son Thornton. Goodness. I'm worried for my boy. He's been given this title. He was given the title when I was 63 years old, with Lord Gyles expecting to die any day, and yet at the age of 70, Lord Gyles remains strong. Ducal War for Majesty has claimed it on Taroshi Landing. Family first. So it looks like... Oh, Pentos... So, Tarosh has fallen to Pentos. And now, the Lord of Pentos is trying to claim Tarosh. As in the lands of Tarosh here. Goodness. How is Joffrey? Oh, he has cancer. This is not good news at all. After all Sir Joffrey has done, there's no way Lord Gyles can outlive him, surely. Lord Gyles is bedbound and infirm. And now another peasant revolt, of course. Well, I suppose we will leave it there, guys. With Pentos now at war against us in the Stormlands, a war within the Reach that seems to only be escalating, with both the Trident and the Reach breaking apart as more factions side with the throne, and a sick child. Lord Gyles remains alive at 70 years old, truly living up to the name of Lord Gyles the Old. That is certainly true. Lord Gyles the Old. The infirm, incredible knight. But as Sir Joffrey finds illness, what is to happen for the future? If he passes away, Theo Steed shall be heir, not Lord Arlen. Perhaps, by trying to put his house in order, Lord Gyles has only made things worse. I want to thank you guys for all of the support on this series so far, for 100 subs, which is incredible. And I really hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys next time for episode 5 of House Steed. I'll see you then.